Hello and welcome everyone. Today's topic is going to be for the ISC students. We are the music makers, that is a very important portion for the 2023 exam of yours. So we are going to discuss that. You will get a complete explanation of the video, the notes, the important portions that you have to take care of and the questions that may come from there. So be careful with it. It is a bit tricky, but yes, it is a good one. So let's start with it. And you know that in my channel you get the ISC, ICSE and CBSE topics, as well as the how to learn English with a lot of at ease. You can do it. We deal with that too in my channel. So let's begin with the music makers and please continue to follow my channel. So let's begin. We are the music makers. We are the music makers. We are going to discuss the poem along with the explanation and the notes too. So let's move to the first page, which is stanza number 1. This is a bit different kind of a poem. Don't be scared, but yes, it's a different kind of a poem. So pay a little bit more attention. You will be able to understand every detail. We are the music makers. So here we first talk about we. We meaning not a single one, but a community or a group. Which community? Which group? The group of artists. Who are these artists? It's not that particular person who draws or who paints or who sings. Only that particular group is called we are the music makers. Not only the musicians. Every single person who has some aesthetic value or who wishes to create. Anybody who is doing the daily chores every day, working in the house, same thing, but he has some aesthetic ideas, he has some creative power. Every single person is identified as a music maker because that person bring a lot of happiness or a pleasant surrounding around you. Okay. We are the dreamers of dreams. Why dreamers of dreams? See, this particular word dream does not mean you just dream, you just daydream certain things that happen in your life. Not that. Some vision that can bring change in the society. Some vision, some ambition, some planning that can bring some betterment in the society. So these musicians or these artists can bring certain changes in the society by planning or by their visions, by their philosophical ideas. Wandering by lone sea breakers. This is actually the lone sea breaker. In this picture you can see like all these beside the sea, you see all these boulders. If you visit beaches like Digha in West Bengal and many other places, even in Bombay you can see this. These actually break the huge waves that come to the shore. So lone sea breakers sitting by desolate streams, desolate meaning lonely. So these people, because of their philosophical visions, because of their foresight, that they can understand that what is happening in the society is not that good. For example, Rabindranath Tagore, okay, he was not much accepted during his times. Why? Because the stories, the novels that he wrote talked about women, the problems faced by women in the society. Okay, Ram Mohan Roy, he believed that these women who are burnt alive with their husbands is not the right thing. So this vision of his was not something that society could accept very easily. Throughout they have been following the same thing, the Sati Pratha and all this. So this was not easy for the common people to accept it. So because these people spoke somewhat differently than the common people, because of their philosophical ideas, the common people could not accept them easily. So they were lonely. They had to spend their time near the these lone sea breakers, beside the streams. They had no friends. Had to seclude them from the society to think out of the box. They had to keep them away from the society so that they could have a bigger foresight of what can happen, how to better the society. World losers and world forsakers. So people think them to be losers, forsakers. That means the escapists who cannot accept the norms of the society. They run away from that. They try to break free from that. People identify them as this. They cannot accept these philosophers, these people with visions. On whom the pale moon gleams. So these are the people, these music makers or the artists. People cannot accept them. Who is their only friend? The pale moon, the moonlight, the dull moon. Every person can identify the beauty of a bright moon. But dull moon, the pale moon, that beauty can be identified only by these sensitive visions of these aesthetic poets or the music makers. Okay, they can understand the beauty of a dull moon. Okay, something which is not that bright, but there is a beauty in them too. Okay, plus this word pale moon also identify the problems that the music makers had to face. The artists were never rich, they always had the financial problems and different problems that they had to face. They had to find patrons to support their work. So they had a lot of trouble. Yet they had to suffer this and bring changes in the society. Although they had to suffer so badly, we are the movers and shakers of the world forever. However, although we have to face so many problems, financial and all these problems, we are not accepted in the society, thrown away from there, outcasts we are. However, even after that, we are the ones who can bring change in the society. Only because of these philosophers or their visions, society undergoes changes, better changes or good changes that can help the society. So I hope stanza 1 is clear. Let's move to this next page where you see a beautiful picture of the pale moon, who is the only friend of the music makers. Next, let's move to stanza number 2. With wonderful deathless ditties, immortal songs of these music makers, whatever these, whether it is songs or anything that is written or anything that is painted, all these things that they create, they are immortal. Why? Because we build the world's great cities, because we have the power, the music makers have the power, although they are left by everybody, forsaken by everybody, they have the power to imagine, to inspire people, to create better things. Okay, that, see, before the independence also there were a number of music makers who in the hearts of the common people drew what? Inspiration, that yes, independence can be brought, we can fight the stronger people also, who are stronger than us, we can fight them, we can fight the Britishers. So that way, beautiful, we got the independence. So they have the power to inspire people, to revolutionize certain things. They had the power to criticize so that whatever is bad in the society can be broken, and also immortalize the city. If something is good, how do we remember if there is a golden age, if a good thing has happened in the society? Because of these artists, they have drawn it, they have written it somewhere that has immortalized the works of that age. And out of a fabulous story, we fashion an empire's glory. So we judge an empire by the works of whose? The artists. Whatever poems they have written about the age, whatever works that they have, songs they have written, they have sung, the painters, the sculptors, okay, their works make the empire immortal. Okay, because they have written it down in their forms of art so that other people come to know. When the empire is not there, when everything in the society is dead, still their works will live and people will be aware of the society from their works. One man with a dream and pleasure shall go forth and conquer a crown. So if one man can just be capable enough, that the artists had the power to motivate one single person, can inspire a single person to become so strong that they can even try to win the crown. Winning the crown is something very, something that needs a lot of courage. So that song, that music maker's work of art can inspire a person so much that he can fight the strongest. Just like during independence it happened, right? All the common people came to fight against the Britishers. How did they get this inspiration? How could they fight their fear? Through this, through the works of the artists, through their inspiration. And 3, with a new song's measure, can trample a kingdom down. So even their songs, the work of the artists, they can inspire 3 men, like one will inspire the other, and this way another will inspire more, 2 of them, okay, and 3 of them, and this way there will be a number of people who together can trample a kingdom down. If that society is doing something which is wrong, like the Sati, they were burning women alive, so that is something which is wrong. So these artists, inspired other men, and slowly they became so strong that they could trample or destroy these particular norms which are bad in the society. Okay, so which shows that the power of the artists is not this much, it is huge. It can do anything and everything. Stanza 2, I hope this much is clear. See, this is the picture where we see a battle where a person has grown strong enough to go against anything to win their independence. Next, we'll move to stanza 3. We in the ages lying, that means in the buried past of the earth, meaning long lost time, that means far back in the past, built Nineveh with our sign and Babel itself in our mirth. That means with our sign, because we were artists, they were philosophers, they understood the situation better. In Nineveh, what happened was, when the city was built, a lot of the builders, they were the servants, they were treated very badly. Okay, they were tortured when they were building the city of Nineveh. And during that, the workers were so much tortured that their condition bothered the artists. They used to sigh, this is the sigh. They used to sigh thinking about the condition, the poor condition of these people, the workers. So, and what about Babel? Babel is actually Babylonia, where what happened was, they wanted to build a Tower of Babel, which would be so high that it could reach God. And they could, why were they doing it? To show that God and human beings were equals. Okay, but God became angry with this. Okay, and what did God do? He gave different language to all the people. Now, if people did not have a same language, how will they communicate and build a tower? So they could not. So Babel also was not created. However, these artists were very enthusiastic in building that tower. Okay, so that enthusiasm is talked about. The torture of the slaves that saddened the artists, that is talked about. Where? In the works of the artists only. And overthrew them with prophecy into the old or the new world's worth. For each age is a dream that is dying or one that is coming to birth. Here it is a very important line. You see, the artist's work never ends. It will keep continuing. When one thing has been followed, when one norm, when something has been, after independence, do you think the artists have stopped working? No. They have kept on thinking, they have kept on dreaming, their visions kept on growing so that they could create something better, evolve the society into something better. So they are never satisfied. They keep on trying to make the society, make the empire better and more better than that. If they are not happy with what they have already achieved, they want something more. That will, feed their creativity inside their heads, and that will bring out better things. Okay. So they deconstruct their own ideas, they create better things, always subject to change and betterment. Artists avoid stagnation, that means they are afraid of stagnation. They want to keep on creating certain things. They don't want to stop. Being in the driver's seat all the time, they have an ephemeral dream that will keep changing time to time, bringing betterment to the society. So in this picture you can see the image of Nineveh, the city of Nineveh, and in this huge picture you see the Tower of Babel. Okay. So after that, this Babel and Nineveh story also I have put over here. You can read it. Nineveh, ancient flourishing capital founded by Nimrod. He is the person who founded it. A lot of slaves were tortured in building the city. So the city was called the city of sin because so much of torture and all kept on happening. Prophet even refused to preach there. Even when God told him to go and preach over there, he refused to do that because of so much crime over there. Finally, the city was destroyed and it was never rebuilt. Okay. Babel, what is this? This is the city of, both are biblical stories. This is not real ones. This is biblical story. This talks about the Tower of Babel. Again, under Nimrod's leadership, they wanted to build a tower so high that they could reach God, so that they could be equal to God, as I told you. So God punished them. How did they punish them? God gave different languages to them so that they could not communicate with one another, and therefore the Tower of Babel remained unfinished. Okay, so here we come to an end to the explanation. Actually, this is a big poem. However, we are not doing the whole poem in class 12, ISC class 12. We are just doing the first 3 stanzas. I have explained them. It is quite easy. It is actually, the name of the poem is not We Are the Music Makers. It is the ode. Why it is called ode? Ode means when you show some respect to some person. But the traditional idea of showing respect to one person is broken over here. Here we show respect to a group of artists, different artists, whether singer, dancer, musician, painter, whoever it is, who have this philosophical vision, who wishes to create something better. Okay. So that's why it is called an ode, where we show respect to the power of these people, who are the backbone of the society, who can bring changes in the society, develop the society, bring something which is fruitful for the society. So that's all for today. I hope this topic is of course included in 2023 exam. So you can prepare from here, and if you have any doubt, you can of course ask. We will discuss again in another video. Certain other questions will also come from this topic. If you want it early, do write to me. Otherwise, there are other topics also which I will bring over here. Few of the ISC topics is not yet provided over here, so I am going to do that. If you have doubts over here, do ask me. That's all. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also hit that bell button over there, so that every time a new video is posted, you get updated. Okay, that's all. Let's meet in the next video.